Transgender Day of Visibility. I want you to know that your president sees you. Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you for who you are, made in the image of God and deserving of dignity, respect, and support.
Excuse me. All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazz Borganzo here. Another What's Next. Hope you're doing well. Well, last week you had Joe Dementia running around the country, patting himself on the shoulders, breaking both of them in the process in regards to his proclamation on Trans Day of Disability. I think he meant visibility, but it is a disability. By giving praise to fake women who are real men with severe mental illnesses. But while he was doing that, you actually have situations and crises going on in this country as we speak. One is currently, and one has the potential to make Afghanistan look like a backyard barbecue. Let's take a look. This, coming out of Breitbart, report, 101 officers shot in the line of duty this year, a real crisis. The National Fraternal Order of Police reported that 101 officers have been shot in the line of duty as of Friday so far this year, and its president said it's unlike anything he's ever witnessed. It's a 43% increase compared to the number of officers who were shot at the same time last year, 63% rise compared to the year before, he reported Saturday. According to the FOP's monthly update, the officers shot, 17 were killed by gunfire. We are in the midst of a real crisis. The violence directed at law enforcement officers is unlike anything I've seen in my 36 years of law enforcement, the National FOP President Palooka Joe stated. Last year was one of the most dangerous years in law enforcement, with more officers shot in the line of duty since the National Fraternal Order of Police began recording this data. In a social media post on Friday, the FOP called the data horrific, adding it was an absolute stain on our society. When the vast majority of media elites decided this issue isn't worth covering, it speaks volumes as to where our society is heading, the organization continued. As you can see there, that is the official tweet. 101 officers shot this year, 17 by gunfire, killed by gunfire. 32 law enforcement officers were shot in 19 separate ambush-style attacks, 63% rise from the year before. Enough is enough. States with the most officers killed this year were Arizona, Texas, New York, Georgia, Washington, according to Fox. In February, 13 officers located in different areas around the country were shot during a 24-hour time period, unprecedented, Breitbart News reported. Meanwhile, Reverend Franklin Graham criticized radical attorney generals and prosecutors following attacks and killings of officers across the nation, the outlet reported January. Graham wrote in a social media post that prosecutors and attorney generals are allowing hardened criminals to commit crimes and walk back out in the streets, sometimes within hours. Those are facts. It's hard to figure out that this puts the police and the public at great risk. These prosecutors and attorney generals need to be held accountable for what they're doing in our communities and how it's affecting people's lives. God holds all of us accountable, down to every word we speak, and he demands truth because he is truth. He concluded. Now we go from that to this. This comes out of the New York Post by Miranda Devine. Biden opens Title 42 gates, prepare for madness. As if the border crisis isn't damaging enough. With 2.5 million illegal immigrants have crossed the United States since Joe Dementia was installed as president, now the administration is going to make it exponentially worse by unwinding the last Trump-era restriction. Title 42, implemented by Trump during the pandemic to allow border officials quickly to expel migrants on public health grounds, will be terminated next month, the CDC announced on Friday. Title 42 was the last tool border officials had left to stem the flow of illegal immigration, more than 150 countries from across the southern border. Now, they are anticipating a doubling or tripling of that number to as many as 18,000 per day. We know what that means. More secret migrant flights fanning out from the southern border to a town near you. Already, charter flights to White Plains Airport in Westchester have started again after a hiatus following the Post report last October revealing migrant planes landing in the middle of the night several times a week, unloading hundreds of illegals claiming to be children to be spirited away on buses and locations around New York and neighboring states. Unlike before, that they are now landing in the airport's midnight curfew, and that there are fewer each week. These planes are stopping en route in cities like Houston, Texas, Oklahoma City, Jacksonville, where the Post observed them last year, discouraging migrants. It's not just white planes. Migrant flights from the border are traveling all across the country as the administration tries to manage and deluge at the border by spreading the problem far and wide, turning every state into a border state. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. With the end of Title 42, already record numbers are set to explode. Even moderate Democrats think that the move is insane. Joe Manchin of West Virginia, Mark Kelly, Kirsten Sinema of Arizona have condemned the plan to nix Title 42. Manchin describes as a frightening decision. Title 42 has been essential too in combating the spread of COVID and controlling the influx of migrants across the southern border. We're already facing an unprecedented increase in migrants this year, and this will only get worse if the administration ends Title 42 policy. We are nowhere near prepared to deal with that influx. Already, since dementia dismantled Trump-era border restrictions on his first day in office, the number of illegals who have entered the U.S. is the equivalent of the fifth largest city in the nation. By the time the midterms roll around, we will have another 5 million. That's at least 7 million total, the equivalent of the second largest city in the country, almost the size of New York City. It's like importing an entire population of Libya. Part 1. In regards to the police shootings. It is unprecedented. We haven't had a influx of shootings like this probably since the end of the Obama era, where you had a number of police getting shot right after the lie that was, the Michael Brown, which of course we haven't had that since then. And now we are set to break records. 101 shootings within 3 months. You could easily say 300 cop shootings, police getting shot by the end of this year. That's scary. That's frightening. Because these are the people, the men and women who put on that blue uniform every single day, who put their lives on the line, who know what they are doing to protect and defend and serve. But yet, you have those because of the latest episode. Of course, as we all know, the vaunted Saint George Kirby died. And of course, the caused the peaceful protests of 2020. But when you have a situation like this needs to take precedent. The media needs to make this aware for everyone to know. But the left media doesn't give two fucks about the police. It's a fact. Where was the story on CNN? On those cucks over there? Or MSNBC? Or legacy media? Outside of Fox News and independent journalists and their podcasts, where was the reports? Now, we go to the situation regarding Title 42. Like I said in the beginning of the intro, it will make Afghanistan look like a backyard barbecue if this thing is repealed. And the unleashment of illegals, 2.5 million since dementia was brought in as president. 2.5 million. Unbelievable. To the potential of close to 7 million before year's end. Wow. Absolutely pathetic. But then again, when you have a dementia-riddled old man running the country, well, he's not really running the country, but idiots surrounding him are running the country. They don't give a fuck about you or this country. They are hell-bent on destroying this country from within. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. If you want to see more just like this, please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys again soon. Peace.